Now before we start the video, I want to clarify that this video is going to be over the importance of the election arc from the Hunter x Hunter anime 2011. Now I know that title was a bit clickbaity, but then again, for the time being, the election arc is indeed the final arc of the 2011 Hunter x Hunter anime, and for some reason it is quite underrated when compared to the rest of the arcs, and I personally can't come to the understanding of why this is. In fact, for me personally, the election arc is my second favorite arc of the entire 2011 anime series, and a big reason for that is because of the characters that are reintroduced from my favorite arc, the York New City arc, such as Hisoka, Leorio, Kurapika, and the list goes on. And we also see the introduction of a character we've been waiting forever to see, Jing Freaks, alongside many other beautiful personalities, and to top it all off with the more in-depth look inside the Zoldyck family and Killua's love for Gon. This arc really has everything I could have ever wanted out of this anime. I mean, coming out of an information-heavy arc, the Chimera Ant arc to be precise, this felt like a breath of fresh air, new characters, new personalities, a shift in tone. I mean, it almost felt like a whole new world was being introduced to the anime, alongside bringing back memories from older arcs due to the character reintroductions. So today, I thought I'd take a deep dive into this arc and really explain why it's my second favorite arc of the entire anime. Now, looking at this arc through a narrative lens, and not looking at the arc itself too much, we see that the arc's deeper meaning has a lot to do with Killua's friendship with Gon, and all of this ties into Killua's sister Alluka, which is why the last arc is so beautifully crafted that it's almost impossible for someone to explain this. You have to understand that everything that takes place in this arc has a reason, everything from the election itself to Killua's sister Alluka, and it all tying into the objective of saving Gon. To break this arc down in the most simple way possible, I want to start off by explaining each major component and what it means to the arc as a whole. The election part of the arc itself plays a key role into introducing Jing. We get to see what kind of character he is, his personality, his demeanor, and almost everything about him is portrayed, and this election was necessary in order to bring him into the spotlight. Honestly, he's shown as this laid-back boss. I mean, dude has boss written all over him. Now, with that piece of the puzzle out of the way, we are left with the task of having Gon come back to life in order to meet his dad, Jing. And what better way to do this than to have Killua be the one to go about saving his best friend, Gon. I mean, the literary aspect of this is just mind-blowing. Now, in order for Killua to save Gon, he needed the help of his little sister Alluka, and as we all know, Alluka has a special power that can help Killua accomplish this. And despite the fact that Alluka's power was so powerful that it required the Zoldyck family themselves to keep her locked up in a cage, Killua was not scared of her whatsoever, and in fact loved her so much. Although he hadn't seen Alluka in ages, it was quite clear that the bond between them never left anywhere. Killua, as an older brother to Alluka, never thought even for a second to take advantage of her powers for his own personal gain. However, he takes action seeking her help for the freedom of Alluka herself and the survival of his best friend Gon. And thanks to the series of events that takes place right after he meets Alluka, we also get a more in-depth look into another character, Illumi. The way all of this was crafted so well, like I said before, is just mind-blowing. You know, something I really wanted to touch upon was Killua's personal struggle with Nanika, otherwise known as Something. You see, Nanika is this mysterious creature who exists within Alluka. Although its appearance is unknown, when Nanika does manifest itself, it is shown in the form of Alluka, only Alluka's eyes and mouth are now pitch black. Nanika existed within Alluka ever since Alluka was a kid, and because of this, Killua grew up with both of them. However, Killua was more or less accustomed to Alluka and felt bad for her that she had to be locked up because of this thing inside of her. That is why after using Nanika to heal Gon, Killua asked Nanika to never come out ever again, as he is afraid that Nanika will only cause pain to others and could be used for evil purposes through the hands of others like his brother Illumi. However, what happened next was something Killua couldn't have ever imagined. After Nanika tells Killua it loves him multiple times, Nanika with tears disappears, and Alluka returns, but not a happy one. You see, Alluka was always aware of Nanika's presence inside of her, and they somewhat formed a friendship, and because Killua made Nanika sad, Alluka was not having it. She told Killua that if he wants to be good to her, then he must be good to Alluka as well. This led Killua to the realization that Alluka and Nanika come as a package, and he was wrong to think otherwise, and he realized that he truly loved both of them from the bottom of his heart. This led him to asking Nanika to come back and apologizing in tears while quickly hugging her due to the overwhelming sadness for his actions. Nanika, with tears streaming down its face, forgives Killua and hugs him back. This was a critical moment in this arc, as it solidified Killua's feelings towards three characters that really meant the world to him: Gon, Alluka, and Nanika. It was clear at this point in the arc that he was willing to go above and beyond for them. Thanks to Gon finally being healed, he is finally able to reunite with his friends, and that tearjerker moment when Gon jumped into the arms of Leorio will always be heartfelt. Jeez, this arc is a whole tearjerker, to be honest, in a good way. And right after this is perhaps the sole purpose of Gon's entire journey, to meet Jing, and the way it all comes together so naturally is quite a thing to behold. After finally meeting Jing and being able to rant to him a little bit, Gon is told to go and apologize to Kite, and Gon gets to finally have a heartfelt talk with Kite that ends on good terms. With that, Gon sets off to reunite with Jing at the World Tree. However, before he does, he says his final goodbye to his best friend Killua. And this scene alone had so much emotion to it. It became very apparent that they both will miss each other very dearly based off their facial expressions as they turn to walk away from each other. Gon going from a sad, depressed look to a determined one, and Killua doing the same. And in the final episode, after climbing the World Tree, he meets Jing, and they have a long talk about everything and anything. Gon returns Jing his hunter's license that Kite asked Gon to give him, and it all ends on a beautiful note with the sun setting and everyone watching. This arc had a heartfelt conclusion, and to be honest, it really made me feel a sort of way. Although it technically isn't the end of Hunter x Hunter, it was for the 2011 series, and I think it was done in the best way it could have possibly been done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to smash that subscribe button, obviously, if you're new, and if you're not, well, thanks for being here. You know, I really appreciate your support. Make sure to drop that like if you enjoyed the video, obviously. If not, then I guess don't do it. Well, I guess till then, see ya.